Most Plinko players lose because they pick one risk level and stick with it all session. That's not a strategy. That's stubbornness. The players making real profit in 2025 know something different. They don't play low risk or high risk. They play both. At the same time, with precision. It's called the 70-30 split, and it's the most effective bankroll method for Plinko right now. 70% of your session money goes on low risk. 30% goes on high risk. You're not gambling anymore. You're hedging. You're using math to protect your base while still hunting the big multipliers. Here's why it works. Low risk in Plinko pays between 0.5x and 5x consistently. You won't get rich, but you won't go broke either. Your bankroll stays stable. You can drop 50, 100, or 150 balls without major damage. That's the 70%. That's your survival fund. The 30%? That's your ammunition. High-risk Plinko can hit 100x, 420x, or even 1000x on 16 rows. But it also drops 0.2x and 0.3x most of the time. If you put your entire bankroll on high risk, you're dead in 20 drops. But if you only risk 30%, you can afford the cold streaks. And when that one big multiplier finally hits, it funds your entire session. Let's break down a real example. You deposit $100. $70 goes to low risk. $30 goes to high risk. You start with the 70. You're playing 8 rows, low risk, 50 cents per drop. Over 100 drops, you're down to $60. Not great, but manageable. You've lost $10 on steady small returns. Now you switch to the 30. High risk, 16 rows, $1 per drop. First 5 drops, nothing. 0.3x, 0.2x, 0.4x. You're down to $27. Drop 6 hits 29x. You're back to $56. Drop 10 hits 110x. Boom. You just turned $30 into $166. Total bankroll now, the $60 from low risk plus the $166 from high risk. You're sitting at $226. You started with 100. You're up $126. That's the 70-30 split in action. The key is discipline. You don't mix the funds. Low risk money stays low risk. High risk money stays high risk. You don't dip into your 70% to chase a high risk loss. That's how the system breaks. The moment you start blending the tiers, you lose control. Some players adjust the split to 80-20, more conservative. You're protecting more of your bankroll, but you're also limiting your upside. It works if you're risk averse or playing with a smaller deposit. Others go 60-40, more aggressive, higher profit potential, but you need a bigger cushion to survive the variance. Here's another layer. Within the low risk fund, you can scale rows. Start at 8 rows for the first 50 drops. Move to 10 rows for the next 50. You're gradually increasing multiplier potential without jumping straight into chaos. It's a controlled climb. You're testing how the session feels before committing to bigger moves. For the high-risk fund, most pros stick with 16 rows max. That's where the 1000x multiplier lives. But you can't chase it. You set a drop limit. Maybe it's 20 drops. Maybe it's 30. Once you hit that limit, you stop. Even if you haven't hit a big multiplier yet, you take whatever's left and either add it back to low risk or cash out. The mistake most players make, they hit a 100x on high risk and immediately put it all back into high risk. Greed kicks in. They think the next drop will hit 420x. It won't. It'll hit 0.2x and wipe them out. Smart players take half the profit from any big hit and move it to low risk. The other half can stay at high risk for 1 or 2 more drops. But never all of it. Here's a pro tactic. Alternate sessions. Session 1, you run the 70-30 split. Session 2, you flip it if you profited. Now it's 80-20 or even 90-10. You're protecting gains while still playing. Session 3, if you're still up, you might go full conservative and run 100% low risk just to lock in more profit before cashing out. Another angle, time limits. Low risk drops are fast. You can burn through 100 drops in 10 minutes. High risk drops should be slower. You're watching the board. You're seeing where the ball lands. You're noting if it's clustering middle or hitting edges. Even though Plinko is RNG, tracking patterns over 20 to 30 drops can give you a psychological edge. Not predictive, but informative. Some players use auto mode for low risk and manual for high risk. Auto mode speeds up the grind. You're not emotionally attached to each drop. Manual mode forces you to slow down in high-risk situations. Every drop is a decision. You're less likely to tilt or chase when you're clicking each one yourself. Here's the math behind the split. Low risk on 8 rows pays a max of around 5.6x. High risk on 16 rows pays a max of 1000x. Statistically, you'll hit multiple 2x, 5x drops on low risk before you hit one 100x plus drop on high risk. The 70-30 split exploits that reality. You're stacking small wins while waiting for the one big hit that changes everything. Let's compare two players over the same session. Player A puts $100 into high risk only, drops 50 balls at $2 each, hits nothing over 10x, ends with $15. Total loss, $85. Player B uses the 70-30 split. Low risk fund, $70, drops 140 balls at 50 cents, ends with $65. High risk fund, $30, drops 15 balls at $2, hits 150x, ends with $300. Total, $365. Started with 100. Profit, $265. Same game, same RNG, different strategy. One player went broke, the other tripled their money. The 70-30 split isn't magic. It won't win every session. In some sessions, your high-risk fund dies without a single big hit, but your low-risk fund keeps you alive. You walk away with $20 or $30 instead of $100. That's the difference between a bad session and a destroyed bankroll. Here's your action plan. Deposit your session amount, split it 70-30, play low risk first, track your drops. If you're up after 100 drops, take profit and add it to your high-risk fund. Then switch. Run high risk until you hit a multiplier over 50x or you burn through your 30%. Whichever comes first, stop. If you hit big, take half and move it to safety. Play the other half for 1 or 2 more drops, then cash out, walk away. Don't give the game a chance to take it back. The 70-30 split works because it mirrors smart investing. You don't put all your money in one stock, you diversify. You balance safe returns with high-risk plays. Plinko is no different. Treat your bankroll like a portfolio. Protect the base, swing for the fences with the surplus. In 2025, the players who last aren't playing one way, they're playing 2 ways. They're balancing survival with aggression. They're using structure to beat variance. So before your next Plinko session, ask yourself, are you playing with one risk level or are you splitting smart? The 70-30 method isn't for everyone. It's for players who want control, who wants longevity, who wants to turn Plinko into a system, not a gamble. Subscribe for more strategies that actually work in 2025. Stop playing one-dimensional Plinko. Start splitting smart. Because the difference between profit and loss isn't luck, it's structure,